Welcome back to Chaos Corner. We're here for the main event and the Dapper Yapper, Justin Roberts, Blood and Guts, AEW Dynamite, live to tape watch along here from the lounge at Chaos Corner with your old buddy, the Guardian of Chaos. I'll say that to say this because I tell it like it is. They have lowered the cage here in Beantown. It's the 10-man Blood and Guts match. The BCC against the Golden Elite, and they're hitting the arena right now. The BCC is the place to be. Follow me on all social media platforms. Here on Guardian of Chaos, the YouTube channel, in real time on Twitter at Big Daddy GOC. And the GOC stands for the Guardian of Chaos. On Instagram, it's the Guardian of Chaos. On Facebook, there's 2 accounts. Prodigio Fidelis El Guardian and Jay Brony. That's right, Jay Brony. Follow me on Gitter, Gab, Truth Social, Rumble. I cover it all in the IWC. One man, unique, unedited, unscripted, raw dog to bring it to you. No paywall, no super chats, no Patreon. What you see is what you get. And fans, it's been one heck of a night. A little chicanery, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Isn't that a song? But thanks for being here on the YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, get us in the algorithm. This is the main event of the evening. Oh, and where are we going? We're going to full commercial, not even picture-in-picture already. But let's run it down. We just saw MJF and Adam Cole win the Eliminator Tag Team Tournament against Sammy Guevara and Daniel Garcia. And next week, right here in the Constitution State, in the legendary Hartford Civic Center, MJF, the AEW World Heavyweight Champion, and Adam Cole, baby, boom, take on the AEW World Tag Team Champions, FTR. That's going to be a banger. Of course, I'll be at the New England Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame and Fan Fest 8, but you're not going to want to miss it. Come back here to the channel, and I'll give you all the reviews and previews of what's coming up. We're hopping off all the other social media. Come on back to YouTube. All right, fans, we have a little break right here before the main event, the 10-man match. Now, you know Blood and Guts. They've done it before. I believe last year was in New Jersey. Now, Blood and Guts is a takeoff from the old War Games in the NWA, the legendary War Games with the Road Warriors and Dusty Rhodes and the Four Horsemen. Go back and check those out from the late 80s. And this is where they get it, the 2 rings, the double cage. It's gonna be a bloody bout. Who's gonna take the big fall? It's gonna be Wheeler Yuta. You know it's gotta be what it is. It's Moxley, Castagnoli, Takeshita, Yuta taking on the Young Bucks, Omega, Ibushi, I believe, and Snake Plissken, aka Cowboy Shit, the Hangman. So it's 5-on-5. It's a 10-man match. Now, if you go back to the channel here, as we talk through the unrelenting commercials and picture-in-picture here, on my channel here, you'll see that I was involved in some 10-man tag team matches and a 10-man hardcore barbed wire match here on the channel with the legends Homicide, Balls Mahoney, local legends Ron Zombie, Kurt Adonis, the Hippie Freak, the New England Beast Bull Dread, Low Life Louis Ramos. The stars were out that night, and of course, they're returning Jason fucking Knight in Assault Championship Wrestling. The sexiest man alive, at least self-proclaimed, and one of the ECW originals. Check that out here on the channel. You talk about Blood and Guts. And right now they're showing the vignette. And how about what happened this past weekend on Collision? Because I didn't review it here on the YouTube channel. I did on Twitter. I was live. Of CM Punk losing to Ricky Starks in the Owen Hart Memorial Tournament, the Owen Hart Cup, if you will. Rest in peace, Owen. As he held the rope, talk about giving a big push to Ricky Starks, who they've been like a roller coaster with lately. It's nice to see Starks get that win, and you guys want to talk shit about Punk out there in the IWC, you geeks, dweebs, neckbeards, whatever you want to call yourselves out there. Take a shower, number one. Touch some grass. I want to use the current sayings. No offense to anyone. No disrespect, man. If you don't like it, change the channel. But with that being said, that's what's happening here on the channel. Check it out. See what's going on. And here's Kenny Omega. Now, the different rules here, the Dapper Yapper went through the rules here of Blood and Guts. Starting off right now for the BCC, it's Claudio Castagnoli, a.k.a. the former Cesaro, against Twinkle Toes McFinger Bang, and I'm just using different phrases from other people as entertainment purposes. Here's Kenny Omega. I respect him for what he does. He's one hell of a grappler, perhaps one of the best in the world. No two ways about it. They will start off the two-ring Blood and Guts match here. Now, you know the rules, one man at a time until all 10 men are in, and then the game Blood and Guts begins. We're at, what is it now? 9:10 Eastern Standard Time. There's the bell. Claudio, Omega, one heck of a matchup this would be as a one-on-one. This is a main event anywhere. The big European uppercuts. Castagnoli's in great shape, as is Omega. All jokes aside, all the different things and nicknames that I was saying and throwing out there, Omega and Cesaro, Castagnoli would be one hell of a matchup. I'd like to see Claudio break out a little bit more by himself, but I get what they're trying to do here with the factions, which are taken away from the trios titles, which are taken away from the tag team titles, which are taken away from the world heavyweight title, the FTW title, the TBS title, TNT title. What are we doing here? But let's concentrate on Blood and Guts. We're only 6.5 minutes in on this segment. I'm sure it's going to be the longest segment of the night. I plan on going on this segment probably a good 45 minutes. If we go to picture-in-picture or commercial break, or once we start the full 10 men, maybe I'll break this up into 2 segments. Claudio, step over. Oh, and Omega went for the leapfrog. Claudio caught him midair. Nice backbreaker. Castagnoli and Omega, again, 2 phenomenal athletes, and again, 2 of the best wrestlers in the world. The crowd has been hot in Boston. They really have. They've been hot in Beantown. It's been packed at the Garden, the TD Center, whatever you want to call it. And it's great to see the vignettes and them to recognize Kowloon, the local Chinese eatery there, legendary in Saugus and Andy Wong. Big shout out to Kowloon for being on AEW Dynamite. And the vignette with MJF and Adam Cole, baby. Again, I told you the story from back in the 90s when I was traveling, learning the business still, in the business and trying to catch my break in negotiations. Oh, as Omega takes over head first into the turnbuckle on Castagnoli. Quick, nimble as a minx. Omega to the top rope. Beautiful flying press on Castagnoli. Omega really is tremendous. And now laying in the rights on top of him in the middle of the ring. Back to that story. Hanging out with Cena and The Rock and Lillian Garcia and the Dudley Boys and Test and Edge and Christian. And it really was unbelievable. And Albert and the Dudley Boys and sharing the Scorpion Bowl. What a night it was. And hanging out with Rikishi. And we did it all night long, baby. Had some big shows that night and got to team with Rikishi and Umaga back in the day. Really was unbelievable. So Kowloon's, don't you dare miss it when you go up there. The best food in New England and the Northeast. It really is. Mai Tais. Wow. Reverse knife edge by Omega on Castagnoli. Again, it's the first 2 to start off Blood and Guts. What you see here for the visual is unbelievable for those of you that aren't watching it live or not going to watch it at all. And you rely on me to relay the image to you. A sold-out Boston Garden. Right now, 2 rings together. Double steel cage with the steel top. It's Omega and Castagnoli, the BCC, the Golden Elite. Crowd is really into it. The visuals, unbelievable things. Big scoop and a body slam by Claudio on Omega. Both going back and forth here. And again, both guys are what pro wrestlers are supposed to look like. This is what pro wrestling is all about. This is what you're supposed to look like. For as much as I love MJF and sports entertainment, and that's a part of what my character was about for years, even to this day, pushing 60 years old, a little too much over the top with MJF, and I'm afraid they're going to ruin the seriousness of his character with this. It seems to be his thing, whether it's with Jericho in the past, with the dance routine, whether it was with the 4 Pillars and Guevara, and now with Adam Cole, which is really going to lift Cole back, who's been stagnant in AEW. Let's face it, he really has. So this is going to be good for him. And again, I say it every time I see Castagnoli, those European uppercuts on his opponents. Right now, he's laying him in the corner, one after another on Omega. That'll knock the jawline out, break your jaw, scramble your brains, stretch your neck like you wouldn't believe. Claudio is legit badass, and as is Omega. Say what you want about him. Nice camera angles. Look at the flip by Omega. Beautiful Hurricane Rana by Omega on Claudio. Again, not enough selling on some of these guys. Big sling blade by Omega. Again, these are the first two. We have 8 more grapplers and stars to go. 9:16 Eastern Standard Time. We're 10.5 minutes in. 8 seconds till the next grappler. Who will be the next grappler? I got to believe it's from the BCC. 3, 2, 1. It's going to be 2-on-1 now. Those are the rules. Listen to the crowd. Claudio and Omega across the ring from each other. The double rings right now. And here comes the third man, and it's that bastard Pac finally returning. And I'm going to continue to talk. We don't want to screw with the algorithm. We don't want any copyright strikes. I got enough already. I want to bring you original content from my channel besides the videos of my career and all those I've worked with. You see what my channel is all about. Over 300,000 views now. Let's get to 500,000, then to 1 million views. Let's get to those subscribers so we can go live. Claudio and Omega, back and forth, trading rights, lefts, significant blows, knife edge, chops. That bastard isn't in the ring yet. And here's Pac, tremendous shape. Again, these are what pro wrestlers are supposed to look like for all you guys out there in the independent scene and what you're trying to do. I say it all the time. Oh, beautiful missile drop kick by Pac on Omega to enter the ring. In the steel cage, Omega misses with the right and the spinning roundhouse by that bastard. Those spinning roundhouse to the midsection are unbelievable. Pac's on fire. This is the way we go back and forth with the War Games. Blood and guts, if you will. Go back out and check out the history. And then hang out here at the lounge. You see that for as intense as this is, you see I'm kicked back here in the lounge. And here we go now. Let me lower the volume here. Here we go now to picture in picture. I don't know. I guess you have a bloated roster, which is good because you are Ring of Honor as well. You have 3 shows for AEW, plus you have the app for Ring of Honor. So I guess the more commercials, the more income. But look at what AEW is doing for Wembley coming up. Unbelievable. Coming up on 70,000 tickets for the UK now over there in London. It's going to be unbelievable. But then the next show, All In and All Out, back-to-back within a week. You're hitting your fans hard. Remember the niche audience of what you really are doing on TV. We go back to the picture-in-picture right now. It's that bastard Pac, Claudio Castagnoli, and Omega in the ring. And right now they're going from ring to ring in the cage. And Claudio and Pac are stalking like a tiger or a lion stalking its prey on Omega. Double teaming them. This is how it goes. Again, I can't stress it enough. Go back to the original War Games. I've said it several times already now in this segment for the main event here. And again, you're not going to believe the way they had J.J. Dillon involved, Paul Ellering, Nikita Koloff, Dusty Rhodes, the Horsemen, the Road Warriors, Lex Luger, the War Machine, who was actually Big Bubba Rogers. It really was how it went into then the Tower of Doom. And then from there, all these different bouts, and which leads into 2023. And this is why I always say to you guys, as we repeat it here on Chaos Corner, in order to get where you want to go, and even to where you are, you have to honor, respect, and acknowledge where you've come from. That doesn't mean stay back in the past and be stuck in the past and don't think forward and catch up with the times. Look in the rearview mirror. Respect it. That'll get you where you are now. And then look in that windshield and step on the gas. It's full speed ahead. But that's what I'm talking about. I say it all the time. And I say it on every podcast segment. We're still in picture-in-picture here. We're coming up on 9:20 Eastern Standard Time, and you can see what's going on in Blood and Guts. Castagnoli and Pac are just hammering away at Omega. He has no chance. So the fourth grappler to enter into this double cage is going to be from the Golden Elite. So who do you guys think it'll be next? Will it be Snake Plissken? Will it be Cowboy Shit? Will it be one of the Jackson boys? Will it be Ibushi? Let's see what happens here. Again, these are the rules. We're down to 1. That's it. We're down to 0. Here's the fourth grappler for Blood and Guts. And as predicted, It's Snake Plissken. What happened to the eye patch? Again, some Adam Hangman Page, cowboy shit. I get it. I respect him. Good grappler. Short entranceway there in the TD Garden, I noticed. And here's Hangman. And he's taking it out on Claudio and Pac. 4 men in the ring now here at Blood and Guts. Double cage. No blood yet, but there will be. Big clothesline. Over goes Claudio into the second ring. And then that, again, those roundhouse and short kicks by Pac. Nice reversal by Page. And going for a body press. Page catches Pac. Head over heels. Beautiful. Springboard lariat. Springboard clothesline on Castagnoli. Omega's still solid in the corner. Page on Pac. Lifts him up. Big power bomb by Hangman on that bastard Pac. Page is climbing to the top of the cage. What a huge monstrosity of a structure. And what are you doing? Scaling the cage, and then he donkey kicks Castagnoli. He's trying to get him off. Oh, a shooting star, moon star press, whatever you want to call it, by Hangman on Claudio from the top rope. Again, who's going to take the big fall tonight? Will there be a major? There has to be. It's Blood and Guts. It's AEW. Big clothesline in the corner by Page. Followed by Omega now, who seems to gain his senses. And now Omega. Page taking over on Pac. Beautiful suplex. Double team maneuvers. Double team efforts. Page and Omega versus Pac and Claudio right now. I'm still banging away, guys. Bing, bing, bing. Just wanted to get into the spirit of Blood and Guts here on Chaos Corner. You never know what's going to happen here on the channel. Omega attacking Claudio right now. Pac and Page. Both men, opposite rings. Going right to left. Omega, Claudio over here. Page and Pac over here. Excuse me on that one. Down the wrong pipe after the headshot. Omega into the cage by Claudio. No one's busted open yet. 8, 7, 6, 5. We're coming to the 5th grappler. Let's see who comes out next. For the BCC, it's not going to be Moxley. It is Moxley. Do I have ESP? Because I think I do. You guys got to hear a little bit of this. We don't want any copyrights. The BCC is the place to be. Got to be hydrated, especially in this weather. 90 degrees, 100 degrees down south, humidity, the craziness of what's happening in the environment, all natural. And here it is. Wow thing. You make my heart sing. It's Dean Ambrose, a.k.a. Jon Moxley, entering the ring. Now you know it's about to go down with Moxley's image. And the first one he attacks is cowboy shit. And it looks like he's got a screwdriver. He's got something. He's got a weapon. What are we watching? Abdullah the Butcher from last night's Dark Side of the Ring? And here we go. The blood's going to be coming out everywhere. Moxley has come in with a screwdriver, and he is jamming it into Omega, jamming it into the Hangman Page. Biting the fingers right now of Omega. Moxley all in black, and now he's like stabbed, assaulting Page with it right to his midsection and now to his neck. Talk about the graphic violence and what Moxley's trying to portray from when he came from the WWE years ago as Ambrose, and now he's given the weapon a fork to Claudio. Fans, this is gonna get graphic. This is gonna get insane. And he takes the fork and he stabs it into the eye of Twinkle Toes McFingerbang, a.k.a. Kenny Omega. And then again to Snake Plissken, a.k.a. You guys know it. I'm fucking around, right? Because this is serious right now. I've been involved in these matches. Weapons, everything is coming out here in Blood and Guts. And again, I may break this up into segments as Claudio right now taking the fork and just grinding it into Omega. Again, there's no cough or mute button or anything like that. So you guys, when I cough or sneeze, you're going to have to go with it. Excuse me. Been doing this for a couple hours. The voice starts to get raspy. Oh, big forearm shivers by Page on Moxley. Moxley with a lariat out of nowhere, and he's got a bucket in there, and he's pouring out what it looks to be a bunch of thumbtacks, screws, nuts, and bolts, shards of glass. Again, we just watched Dark Side of the Ring last night with Abdul the Butcher. You know, his career in blood really was unbelievable, and the legacy that Butcher left behind. 4, 3, 2, 1, and here comes the next grappler. And right now, what Moxley has done, and then just the sheer brutality. And this is what they've done with Moxley, and they're trying to. And here comes Nick Jackson. Here comes one of the Hardley boys, a.k.a. the Young Bucks. I like to play on words. Now Nick Jackson, right away with Moxley, double missile drop kick off the top rope. And then he attacks that bastard Pac, and then he goes after Claudio Castagnoli. Who could believe that Nick Jackson could take on Moxley, Pac, and Castagnoli? Not me. But I get it. So right now you have Pac, Claudio, Moxley, Omega, super kick by Nick Jackson. Hangman Page, Nick Jackson with super kicks all the way around here on the double steel cage, blood and guts. And again, the sheer brutality. What they've done with Ambrose and what he's done to Moxley. Look at Jackson. He really can for what he does. You say what you want about the Young Bucks. I'm saying a lot of in jest here. I'm using a lot of terms that other podcasters and guys like Corny and Meltzer and all them use. But I'm just fucking around because you guys know the passion here and I take it seriously. Beautiful Hurricane Rana by Nick Jackson. Claudio right into the glass, right into the tacks, and now it's all in his back. And here's the blood. Here's the blood and guts. And now Moxley out of nowhere. Big suplex, and he dumps Nick Jackson onto all the weapons and the shards of glass. It's going to get ugly here. And fans, I may break this up into 2 parts. We're 22 minutes in here, and the 10 men aren't even in the ring yet. And look, now all the shards and the screws and the bolts are on Nick Jackson's chest as Moxley's stomping on his chest. Omega trying to save him. And now Claudio and Moxley double teaming him. And here's the fourth guy to go into all the shards of glass. Bang, and there it is, Omega's next. And it's sticking to your body. I've been in these matches. I've had the thumbtacks. Yeah, it's pricks and stuff, but you know how much it hurts? And all those different injections into your body and what you put yourself through. This is sickness when it comes to this. I'll admit, I was a part of it. This is the brutality and reality of it. And this is blood and guts on AEW Dynamite. All the joking and chicanery and shtick aside, this is the brutality and reality of the world of pro wrestling. As you see when you watch the series of Dark Side of the Ring, which focuses on the negative. There's a lot of good that comes out of it as well. But you have to be a top-notch athlete. We're down to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And here comes the next competitor, the BCC and the Golden Elite. Blood and guts. And it's Wheeler Yuta from the BCC. Yuta's in good shape. I'll say that to say this. They're trying to make him into some legit badass. He's coming into the ring with a chair. I don't know if I buy it. He's coming from a different entrance. All the BCC's coming from outside the arena, and they have to run to the ring. And here we go to picture-in-picture, so let's bring down the volume so I don't have to raise my golden smog of a tone here and continue to go off and not have a button to cut it out. Fans, main event. We're at 9:28 Eastern Standard Time. All 10 men aren't even in the ring yet. This is part 1 of AEW Dynamite, live to tape from the lounge at Chaos Corner. I'm going to break this up into a second segment. Right now in the ring, Wheeler Yuta, Kenny Omega, Nick Jackson, Claudio Castagnoli, that bastard Pac, Hangman Page, Kenny Omega. It's becoming bloody and bad fast. Screwdrivers, forks, shards of glass, chairs, and all 10 aren't even in yet. This is the first part. We're almost 25 minutes in. It's 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. Blood and guts. The main event, the double cage, double ring. Don't go anywhere. We're coming right back on Chaos Corner. Part 2 of the main event, the steel cage. Don't you dare mess it up. Come on, we're not done yet.